All right. Welcome to Verbling. Hi, I'm teacher Oakley. And for the next hour, we are going to practice English by having a simple conversation about the home, where we live. All abilities and levels of speaker are welcome to the class. Very casual. We're just I'm going to ask a few questions and talk about our home life and where we live. Welcome to the class, Luo. Hello.
Hello, Oakley. Nice to see you again.
Likewise. Hello, Jose. How are you?
Fine, teacher. How are you?
How are you? I'm traumatized from the last class, actually.
Yes.
It's going to drive me crazy, to be perfectly honest. I have to tell you, I'm going to have to research all my grammar books because that makes me crazy, that issue that came up in the grammar class. I hate grammar.
Yes.
Yeah.
English
Anyway,
is crazy, teacher.
it is. It makes me crazy. Some days, you know. Heidi, welcome back.
Hello. Nice
Hello,
to see
hello. Likewise. Hello, David. Hi. How are
Hi,
you today?
teacher.
Hi.
Doing well, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you. And hello, Daniel. Nice to see you again.
Hey, nice to see you.
Yeah.
What's new?
Yeah.
Are you guys starving?
Am I starving? As a matter of fact, yes, I am. As usual, I started a series of classes today without breakfast. And by the time we're done, it'll be noon where I am, and I will
What
be
time is it?
starving.
Noon? Okay, noon.
It's 11 now.
11 night, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and welcome, Vu. Hi, Vu.
Hi, teacher.
Hi. Welcome to the class.
Nice to
Okay.
see you.
Yeah, no grammar in this class. Let's just converse. Let's just talk. Oh, goodness. Luau, how many times? I have a question.
Hmm?
And we're talking about the home and where we live. And it seems to me, and maybe I am wrong, I want to ask everybody this. It seems to me maybe Americans are crazy. I'm not sure. But when I lived in the United States, Americans move a lot. Not all Americans. Some Americans will live in the same house their whole life. But I think the greater part tend to move somewhat frequently. Most people I know have moved several times in their life, a dozen. Um, Many people I know move every few years. It seems to be normal for Americans. Here in the Philippines, Filipinos never move. They live in the same house forever. But all my American friends who live here in the Philippines, they do the same thing. They every few years they move. They upgrade. They find a better place to live, or they get another job, so they have to move to another area. Okay, that was a large introduction, but Luau, how many times have you moved in your life?
I have moved twice in my life. Let me tell you what, because in China also, and the city within, under the construction and developing. So each year, I think maybe where you live will be run down. So that's the reason you will find the new places for give you a brand new environment. I mean, here the people, lack of the renovate about their property, like Westerner. So that's the reason I think.
Okay. So is this a okay? So you're saying that what are you saying? Did Chinese people move a lot as
Yeah.
different buildings get constructed? There's a lot of course, we know that China's economy is growing. booming economy, so there's a lot of new construction and renovation, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because people don't like to preserve old buildings. They don't like to daily maintain. I mean, so usually their property will become run down few years later.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Really, that's interesting. So people do tend to move quite a bit then.
Yes, I think so.
All right. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I think so. Make sure you hit your TH sounds. Okay, that's all right. That's illuminating. That's interesting. Jose, are you connected?
Yes,
Okay.
teacher. I'm here. Yes.
All right. All right. Jose, how many times have you moved in your life?
Only one time. I am rent a apartment close at the house of my father's, but
Okay.
I am not in the apartment a lot because I prefer the house of my parents because it's close to my work and it's very quiet. So I only move in my life one time.
Okay. And you compared to your compatriots, the rest of the people in Mexico, is that normal? Do Mexicans move frequently, or they tend to just stay in the same place?
Mm, in reference to United States, I think that the people not move a lot
Hmm.
because the youngers move when there are old people sometimes. Maybe 27 or 28. Depends. If you have a work, you can move. But I think that the normal age for move is 27, 28, because you prefer live with your parents because the family is important in Mexico. Mhm.
Right. Okay. Now there's a big factor. In America, basically, when you're 18,
Yes.
you get kicked out and you need to find your own place to live.
And you
Yeah.
want, right, teacher? You want move.
Oh yeah, you want to. It's there's a social stigma
Hmm.
about living with your parents once you're an adult. People, right or wrong, I'm just reporting facts. In American culture, people look down on you if you live with your parents when you're 25 years old. Um, they make fun of you that you can't take care of yourself.
Hmm.
Oh, you're not even you're like a child. So, if you're a man, forget it, getting a date. You live with your parents, you might as well forget dating. Um, okay, again, I'm just saying the culture, a social stigma.
Hmm.
It's here where I live in the Philippines. It's much more like Mexico. People tend to
Yes.
live with their parents.
Even even in Mexico, if you decide move, you move close the house of your parents.
Right.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah. In America, often you move as far away as you can.
Yes.
Quite honestly, really. Yeah, Philippines is much closer to Mexico in that people live with their parents at least until they get married, and sometimes,
Mhm.
depending how much money they have or what kind of job they have, um, they still live
In
with their parents even after they get married.
Yes, in Mexico, if you are married, sometimes you live with your parents yet. So,
Hmm. Right. Same here in the Philippines. In the United States, oh wow, forget that. Not many people live with their parents once they're married. That's extremely rare. Heidi, how about in Japan? How many times have you moved in your entire life?
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you moved from one apartment or one house to another?
1, 2, 3. 4.
Counting.
6.
6. All right. That's all right. It's quite a few times.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you move? Because you got married? Because
I married when I was a student.
Mm-hmm.
It was still countryside. At first, we rented small apartment very close to the university. Then my husband got job in Osaka. We moved to Osaka. The company found some house. It was very dark and surrounding people are kind of local people. They are always saying some rumor because we are both working. So they are very noisy and naughty.
Right.
And naughty, yeah. Then I moved another place. That place was very good, but I found another house very close to my husband's company. Then it's much convenient for us. Then we moved. Then next I bought house, apartment. Then I moved. Then I found another apartment here. I moved here.
Okay. All right. So, different reasons: work, convenience, nosy neighbors. Okay. They're saying rumors. They're gossiping.
Yes.
What we say in English. There, you had a bunch of gossips as a noun, gossiping a verb. The neighbors were gossiping.
Neighbors are quite old at that time, so
yeah.
I couldn't talk with them.
Okay. And then comparative, you said it was much convenient. You should say it was much more convenient, right? Because you're comparing two different things. So, okay, all right. Well, that's very logical. All right, that all makes sense to me. Heidi, overall in Japan, is your experience normal? Do people move around a lot, or?
Yeah, usually apartment is very small and condition is not good. So people want to live another apartment and then maybe better apartment like that. So
yeah,
usually they move a lot.
Yeah, they upgrade. Yeah, definitely the same thing for Americans. You're always looking to upgrade everything. You know, Americans are looking to upgrade their car, upgrade their job, upgrade their house. You're always looking to upgrade. Definitely. Okay, David.
Yes, okay.
Hi, David. David, how many times have you moved in your life?
Yeah, that I remember just one time I moved in my entire life.
Wow, okay. David, I'm sorry, I'm having I know this, but I forgot where you live. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in Colombia, no problem.
Sorry, again?
In Colombia.
In Colombia.
Yeah.
All right, I knew that, David.
No, thank you.
Okay, so, all right, in Colombia, you've only moved once. Is that a normal experience in Colombia?
Okay, let me tell you. I moved when I was 10 years old because my parents had a rent apartment, so they decided to buy a house, our own house for
Mm-hmm.
them. So
Right.
we moved to a new house. They begin the mortgage, the payments, and yeah, we stay in the house because you are paying to the bank and not has sense to live in another place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You are paying. And Colombia, actually I live with my parents, but yeah, like in Mexico, South America, it's more common live with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Right.
because you don't have to pay some things, they help you. It's different from USA because in USA you go to a college and you live there. But here in Colombia, you go to a college and in the night you come back to home. Yeah,
Ah, okay. All
you
right.
don't live in the campus. You live in your house.
Right.
Huh?
Some people
It's
do
different.
that. Some people do that in the United States, but I don't know, just guessing maybe 20, 25%. Most people go to university and they live at the university in a dormitory,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example.
yeah.
Or then most universities in the United States, you have to live in the dormitory. It's mandatory for the first year.
Mhm.
And then after that, you can find an apartment. And of course, the dormitory, it's it's no good living in a dormitory. So
Yeah,
most people try to get an apartment near campus. So you move again after your first year of university. That's very common. You usually get roommates to cut down on expense. Then, you graduate college, you get a job, so you have to move again. Then you get married, you need a bigger place because you're married, so you get another apartment. Then you have kids, you need a bigger place, you buy a house.
you divorce, you
Your
divorce it
job
and you
changes,
got
you get a
another
different
place.
house, like that.
Yeah, you divorce it and you got another place.
Then you get divorced, your wife gets the house, so you need to move again.
Yeah, and again and again.
Yeah. Right. You got it. Yeah, like that. All right. Many people, when they retire, they've already had their children. Their children have already grown up and left, so they don't need a bit as big a house. So many Americans upgrade, 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 upgrade. Then they get old and they downgrade because they don't need as big a place, and they're old and they have a fixed income, a lower income. So many old people, it's very common, get a cheaper place.
Yeah, it's very common there. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Uh, Daniel, also
Yep.
in Colombia. Hi, Daniel. How many times have you moved in your life?
I have moved one time. No, two times. Yeah.
2 times. So, okay, here's a trend here. All right. So people don't move much.
No, actually, because here in Colombia, when you are in a house, for example, you know where the grocery store is, you know where the cinema is, the shopping center. Like you know the drill, you know how it works, you know the routine.
You know the
So
drill. Nice
yeah.
phrase. Yeah. Do people in Colombia not move to a different city for work? That's not common.
Yeah, but actually it's not that common.
Really?
If you
Okay.
have a good job, actually a pretty good job, maybe, but a
Okay.
common job, no.
Okay. Yeah, that's really common in the U.S. You're Americans more and more change jobs more frequently. It's kind of unfortunate. Historically, you would get a job in one company and you would work for that company for 30 years and they would give you a retirement package. But nowadays in America, there's no security in a job. You never know when they're going to lay you off. There's no pension plans anymore. They just don't exist unless you're a CEO, an executive officer. So there's no point. If you can get more money in a different city, you do that. And you don't even think about it. Who cares?
Yeah, well, at least you got your health, you got the roof over your head, and it's a
Right.
good salary actually, comparing the salaries of the U.S. to
Okay.
the salaries
Yeah.
that we have here in Colombia.
Okay. All right. Vu, let me pose the same question. How often have you moved? Well, you're very young, so probably not often.
Uh, so I have moved 2 times.
Two times.
Yes, when I start studying in university, I have to move to another city to study. After graduating, I moved to the big city in the south of Vietnam to find a good job, find a better job than in the city I study.
So, why did you move? To find a nicer apartment?
Because the first reason I moved here because I want to study
Right, I got that. Yeah.
better university. The second time is I want to find a better employment to find here there are many chances to improve my my skills to find a good job with a higher salary.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Past tense. Please use past tense. I wanted to find oh, so you moved to an area with more job opportunities.
Yes.
All right. All right. So I wanted to move to an area with more or better job opportunities. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's very common. Is it common for people to move?
Yes, I think
a lot.
I think it's common to the student in my country.
Okay. Yeah. One thing in the Philippines, people move a lot more than it seems like in Colombia or Mexico. But here's the thing. Everyone I've ever met, every Filipino I've ever met has a cousin in Manila and another cousin who lives in the province near the ocean and another cousin who lives in Cebu. Everybody has a large extended family, and it's very normal. Oh, my cousin can get me a job in Cebu. So they go work in Cebu for 2 years. And then, oh, my other cousin in Manila has a different job. Okay. So they move to their cousin's house. So you see, a lot of people move, but they're moving to extended families. A lot of people, oh, I live with my auntie. I live with my cousin. I live with my grandmother.
Yes.
Very, very normal here.
Yes. I think I think moving is easier than in the past.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because now we can easily communicate through mobile phone, internet.
Right.
And the transportation is now is developed a lot. You can use plane or bus to transfer easy. To go easy.
Okay. To easily.
Easily.
Okay. All right. Let me go back to Luau. Luau.
Yes.
What is it if you want to move in China? What do? Do you look at newspapers, the internet? Do you talk to a real estate agent? How do you go about it? For example, you get a job in a new city. What do you do?
For example, as my current apartment, I moved here 5 years ago, and before that, previously, I mean, I watched. I'm looking for a new apartment for a couple of years around the city, and go everywhere. If I could see some advertising, I will go there. But finally, my close friend tell me there is a best place, and he lived there, nearby there, close by there. So he liked me to live close to him. So finally, I moved there, and this area a little bit good, I think, for us.
Okay. Word of mouth. All right. When you just hear things from friends or coworkers. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's actually very common. Word of mouth to find an apartment. Very good. Yeah. Actually, here in the Philippines, the advertisements, if you go online or look in a newspaper, it's usually more expensive. Here, either you find an apartment by word of mouth from friends or coworkers, or you just wander around, you walk around a neighborhood that you know is safe, is nice, is good, and you see a little sign. And a lot of times you can find an apartment that way for really half the price, much cheaper. It's a better way to get an apartment. And you're in the neighborhood where you want to be because you know the neighborhood or you know about the neighborhood. Yeah, it's interesting. Jose, Luis, opinion.
Yes.
Okay, if you're looking for a new apartment or a house, what are the most important things to you? Tell me 3 things that are important and why. The neighborhood, crime, schools, the view, enough electrical outlets. I don't know. What's the space, the physical space? What are important factors?
The important factor for me, firstly, is that the apartment or house was close of my work, because traffic is horrible in Mexico. Maybe in 20 km, you need maybe 2 hours. So it's crazy. Yes, really, it's very, very stressful, this situation. So for me, it's important to live close to my work. This is first one. The second one, security. In Mexico, the insecurity is low. Is correct to say low?
Yeah. Security is low. Yeah, that's okay. Or it's bad. Either way. Yeah.
Yes, I think. And third, maybe a place when I can do exercise, when I can run. Because for me, it's important that distraction. For me, it's important that it is close a cinema, a theater, because I love the cinema. So it's important to have a theater close to my house. And finally, that the price of rent.
Of course. Yeah. The price, naturally.
Good points, no, teacher?
Very good points, actually. All right. Yeah, actually, those are excellent points. And interesting. Yeah. Heidi, how about for you? What are the important points?
In location.
In location, yeah. Okay. All right. Where it is.
Before Japan had a growing economy, that time people wanted to buy a lot of houses. Then the people lived on the outside, out of the city, new town or like that. It's not convenient because very far from the station. Then Japanese economy was shrinking. People try to sell their house. The house price was getting worse, getting down, because it's not a good place. So finally, around the station or a very good place, location, it's very good.
Okay, so it's all about location.
Location.
Yeah. Have you ever heard that expression? If you're going to have a business, if you're going to start a new business, there's 3 things that you need. Have you ever heard that?
Budget. And
No. Location, location, location.
Oh.
It's kind of a joke, but a common expression, at least for Americans. What are the 3 most important things when you start a business? They are location, location, location. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so, all right. And by that you mean convenience to public transportation, hospitals?
Yes.
School? Okay.
Supermarket.
Shopping. Supermarket. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It really stinks to be far away from the supermarket. I hate that.
And not close or the kind of poor place like slum or something.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay. Other services. Okay. David, how about for you? What if you're going to choose a place to live? If you're going to buy a house, what is important to you?
Yeah.
What factors?
In the order, I can choose for first. Yeah, I can choose between the price and location.
Okay.
Maybe I could sacrifice a little the location for a better price. Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Could be. The price is very important. Not past my budget. Second, the location, because the traffic here is bad, and the public transport is horrible. Maybe that your place be near to a important roads or important highways, or forget easily to any part of the town. Because if you are in the north or south or west or east, it's difficult to move to another place. But if you are like in the center or near to the center, it's more easy to get to another place, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the normal balancing act. It's totally different here in the Philippines, but in America, that's the normal balancing act. Location and price. Where is the balance? Because in general, it's pretty simple in the United States. The closer you are to a city and the bigger the city is, the higher the price. In general, that's it.
Yeah.
And so the jobs are in the city. So the closer you are to work, the more expensive it is to buy a house or an apartment. The farther away, it's cheaper. So it depends. And many people will choose to live in a very nice house, a beautiful house, but very far away. So they have a long commute. I don't know, Americans are, sometimes people think Americans are crazy because they don't mind commuting 2 hours to work each way, driving 4 hours a day.
Really?
Yes, because if they live closer to their job, they're going to live in a tiny little apartment.
Because traffic there is not so active. You have to be here, and I think you could change your mind.
maybe you're right. Yeah. But in America, the choice is, the extremes. There's a balance, okay. But the extremes are you live right in the city, but you live in New York City. You're paying a fortune for an apartment, and it's a tiny little apartment. And maybe.
And you can, for example, in New Jersey. And you can get to New York like in 1 hour or something.
Okay. All right.
Like suburbs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, in the United States, it tends to be an extreme. A very expensive place that's very tiny but very convenient, close to work, and of course you're in the city, so everything you need is there. or a beautiful house, your own house, complete house, not an apartment, with privacy, a backyard, a swimming pool, in the country, and you drive 2 hours to get to work every day. I mean, those are the extremes that are very kind of a normal thing in the United States. Totally different here in the Philippines. Totally different situation. But Daniel, what's important to you if you were going to buy your own house, for example?
Well,
or apartment.
First of all, the neighborhood. I think talking about safety, I can't sleep without thinking that someone is gonna get in my house and take things, I think, like thieves or things like that. I can feel safety. If I can feel safe and sleep safe. The second, I think, is the budget. For example, I would rather live in a fancy small flat than in a big old and rusty house.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So
Fair
the
enough.
physical space is not a big point for me.
Okay.
Actually, if you have a small flat, it's better. You don't need to clean out all the apartment, all the space, and also you don't need to buy some furniture because you don't have space to put it. So
okay.
Yeah.
I like
The
space
third one,
myself.
you like space?
Yeah. I don't even care if I have no furniture. If I have a big space, I feel better. I get claustrophobic in a tiny little place.
Well, I like the tiny little place.
Okay. I'm sorry I interrupted you. What were you saying?
Well, the other one, the temperature. For example, I hate when the sunset is heating up the flat like an oven. I hate that. I love the cold weather.
Very good point. When I lived in the United States, when I lived in north, near the Canadian border, and it was cold, believe me, you want plenty of windows facing the south. Because in the far northern hemisphere, in the winter, the sun is like, it's at this angle. The sun isn't up in the sky, it's over there in the south. So if you have north-facing windows, there is never going to be any sun coming in the window, ever, ever, ever. So, yeah, it's really important to have which direction your house faces. It's actually extremely important. Actually, here in the Philippines, it's kind of the same idea, because it's so hot, you really don't want east and west facing windows, because then the sun shines in your house. The houses are made of concrete, and it's like an oven, and then it's hot all night long.
Yeah, you're cooking.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Oh, that's an interesting point that no one has brought up before, which can be extremely important to your
You hate
comfort.
hot weather, right?
I do hate hot weather. Yeah. I do, and actually that's my problem right now, is most of my windows face the west, so the sun sets and the sun shines right in my house. I have to draw all the curtains, close all the windows.
That's why you don't have classes at that time.
Yeah, I just hide. Actually, this is where I am right now is the coolest room in my house. I'm like 1 meter away from my air conditioner, cranked on, and then the door. This is actually, it's kind of away from the rest of the house. It's the coolest room. I'm the most comfortable when I'm working, actually. I have to be. I couldn't do this if I was sweating and hot.
Yeah, that's quite bad. What is the normal temperature there in Philippines?
It doesn't really, well, anywhere from, say, 28 to 38.
38?
But usually 32. It usually doesn't change that much.
That's hot.
It's usually just the same, all the time. There's not a big difference. But there is a big difference where you live. If you live in the mountains or near the ocean, it makes a huge difference. I can go only 10 kilometers from my house, and then you're in the mountains already, and it's much cooler. It's, you know, here it's probably 30 degrees today. But if I travel 10 kilometers, it's like 22. It's a huge difference.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was a very good point about, yeah, the climate. Vu. Are you there, Vu?
Yes.
Yeah, what is important to you about finding a place to live? What factors are important?
Firstly, the most important to me is it should be near my work, should be near sports centers, because I want to save time when go to work, and I want to train my body. Go to the gym. Go to the gym at the sports center. Beside that place had to be safety. The second, I need is cheap. And
Right.
thirdly, I choose I need the appliances in my room is good. Have it
The
has
what in your room?
appliances.
Ah, appliances.
Appliances. Oh.
Yeah, appliances. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. That's a big factor. If you rent an apartment, Vu, are appliances included? Do you get a stove and a refrigerator?
No. I think in my country, good appliances include 9 bed, 9 beds, 9 floor, and 9 toilet, good toilet.
Okay, a toilet. Well, that's good.
Yes.
That's important. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. In the United States, this is a big difference between between the Philippines and America. In America, every apartment has a stove included in the apartment. Every apartment. Of course, a toilet. Of course. Most likely, usually a refrigerator. Right?
Oh.
Maybe or maybe not washer and dryer. If they don't have a washer and dryer in the apartment, they usually have one. If it's an apartment complex, there definitely will be a washer and a dryer somewhere in the apartment complex. These things are normal, and they're not considered strange. Plenty of closets and cabinets for putting kitchen things away. That's just normal. That's not considered furnished. That's unfurnished. That's just an unfurnished apartment has those things already. So people don't normally move around with a refrigerator and a stove and things like that. Living here in the Philippines, furnished apartment here is considered there are kitchen cabinets, but it really there's nothing. There's no refrigerator, no stove. Nothing. You have to carry all your appliances you bring. In the United States, appliances are there. even to heat the water, I have to bring my own appliance to have hot water here in the Philippines.
Yes.
In the United States, that's built in. You don't have to worry about that. Everywhere is going to have hot water. Yeah. So another thing for you and everyone else, safe is the adjective. I feel safe. It was a safe neighborhood. Safety is the noun. So you can't feel safety. That doesn't work. That doesn't make sense in English. It was a safety neighborhood. No, that doesn't make sense. Safety is a noun. Okay. Safe is the adjective. Okay, Luau, back to you. Luau, in your apartment right now, where you live, your apartment or house, what is your favorite thing and what is your least favorite? What do you like and dislike?
Actually, I like my apartment's feng shui. It have sufficient sunshine and has two big balcony. I like plant some plants on the balcony. I like gardening. But like I mentioned, our government always changes their plan. So in the beginning, when I bought this apartment, there is a big park just under my building. Has hills, has lakes, and very, very well, and good view for us. But they demolished the park. So the most frustrated thing is the developing, the city developing. You don't know whenever they will, build a new maybe skyscraper to block your view.
Yeah.
You don't know. You just don't know it yet. So that's the reason why people move. And some of my neighbor has just moved. Last day I met a neighbor in the one floor. They just moved out for some reason. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's one cultural thing. In the United States, once they make a park in the city, it's like they're not going to tear it down. It's like building a church. One cultural thing about Americans, once they make something into a park, it's a park forever. They don't often make a new park, but when they do, man, forget it. That it's sacred. You cannot tear it down and build something on it, ever. Because actually, Lua, I heard the same story just yesterday in a class I had with a Russian. Same exact thing. They bought the apartment because there was a beautiful park, and then they just ripped up the park and built an apartment building. I heard the same thing from another student from Italy like a week ago. Yeah, it's a funny thing. In America, that would never happen. No way. Luau mentioned something very interesting, which I don't know how many people in the class know about. You mentioned feng shui, right?
Yes, feng shui.
I don't know how to write it, but
for me, feng shui, I cannot type in the verbal in chat. I can just type in the group.
Yeah, okay. Can you?
Feng shui is the environment, feeling of the environment. If the environment can make you comfortable, I think it has a good feng shui for you. It's a instinct feeling. It's an instinct of the environment, I think.
Okay. Kind of, sort of what in Western culture we might call the atmosphere, the feeling that you get from the environment. Is that
yes?
Close. Feng shui. Yes. Okay. Interesting. Jose Luis, what is your favorite and least favorite thing about where you live now?
My favorite is that it's a quiet place because the runway is far of my house, so I don't hear cars a lot.
Okay, not runway is on an airport.
Okay. Is how do you say
Freeway or highway.
highway? Yes. This is a very quiet place. I can rest. I can read a book. So
And
I
also,
like.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Also, far from your house.
Yes, and maybe I don't like there are not, for example, grocery stores close or near in my house. I need to drive maybe 10 minutes for the more close grocery store and cinema and library. But it's the sacrifice, right, teacher? If uh, you want be quiet, you need sacrifice some things.
All right. Well, that's true. Yeah. One thing I really love to have near my house is a 24-hour store. God.
Yes.
That's awesome to have near your house. Just, maybe it costs more money, but you have a headache in the middle of the night and you don't have any aspirin, you can get aspirin. You need something, right
It's
away.
close.
It's where I have. Oh, luckily they just put one in my neighborhood right down the street. There wasn't one before, but now I have one. Yay! It's not like I use it very often, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, but when I do, it's like, yes! I'm so glad this is here.
Yes. I don't like too that the insecurity is low in my country, in my town.
Right.
Every day there are thieves. Is correct? Thieves?
Thieves, plural.
Thieves in the bus, in the street.
Yeah.
But
that's tough. Yeah, okay. Heidi, what do you like most and dislike most about where you live?
About my house?
Yeah.
Location. I like this location because very close to the station and shopping mall. I like hospitals, coffee shops, and the bus station. All completed.
Great.
I dislike pointed out. This is the main place of this city. So, particularly summertime, motorbike, young people are riding on the motorbike. They remove the muffler. Midnight, they are running around my condo. I can't sleep well.
Yeah, okay. I hear that one. It really bothers me, many motorcycles where I live too, and they don't bother me. It's just the few people that take off their muffler. Why do they do that?
Yeah.
So annoying. And what is the point? Why are they doing that? Look at me, look at me.
But very, very slow.
Yeah. Whap, whap, whap.
Yeah.
Shut up. You throw a rock at them. I'm with you there, Heidi. I totally agree with that. David, how about you? Where you live? What do you like most and dislike most about
your
current residence?
I love my house. I think the thing that I love much is my bedroom because I have a big space. The space is enough, and actually I have a little gym in my bedroom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, actually very good. A desk, a cabinet for the desk, my bedroom, and the space for the TV and some books. And I can do a lot of things. I can do exercise. It's like my office. It's like the place where I stay. I also eat here, sleep, watch TV.
Yeah.
the thing that I dislike, I think I don't dislike anything of my house is the thing that I am the person that is in charge to take out the garbage every day. So is that not.
Okay. So, all right, David, you've got your own man cave. All right, this is kind
Yeah.
of slang
Next,
expression. David's got his
yeah.
own man cave. Got a little gym there. He's got all his entertainment things
Yeah.
set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man cave. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Only a mini
Nice.
bar would be perfect.
A mini bar.
That would be perfect.
There you go. At a mini bar. Okay, very good. That's nice. Excellent, David. Good answer. All right. Daniel, how about you? What is your what do you like most and least about where you live?
Well, I like the way the birds are chirping all the morning, all the time that I'm waking up. I
Nice.
can hear them chirping.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I dislike, it is not cold enough for me. It's hot, in other words.
Yeah. Okay. That's funny. I went away for the weekend last weekend, and I noticed that in the morning the birds chirping. Where I live in the city, you're lucky if you ever see a bird. It's not a pigeon, but I actually noticed that. So it's strange that you said that, and I can understand that. I like that. Plus, where I stayed for last weekend was near the ocean. I could hear the waves, birds
That's
in the
good.
morning. Yeah,
It's
nice.
like a sleep
peaceful.
aid or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I slept great. I always sleep great when I go there. Okay, we're over time, but Vu, real quick, what is your favorite and least favorite thing about where you live?
Is now I live with my brother's family. It's good for me. I don't have to pay money for renting.
Okay.
No, and I don't feel alone. Yes, everything is good, but one thing is not good. It is near the airport. Sometimes
Ah,
makes noisy, and sometimes is broke my Wi-Fi connections. Wi-Fi
really?
connections. Yes, very
Oh,
near. Yes. I think about
really?
first matches.
Airports can affect Wi-Fi connection? Is that true?
Yes,
Really?
yes, yes. I think uh, they 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 the noise of